carry select adder. Now here, basically this adder consists of two parallel adders. You see, the very important here. It consists of two parallel adders. That is, the two parallels. That's a ripple carry adder and a multiplexer. So this carry select adder has two elements. The one is two parallel adders and a multiplexer. So for two given numbers, that is the A and B, we need to perform the addition twice actually. Why? In the sense, with carry in is equal to 0, what is the addition? That you have to say. With carry in is equal to 1, what is the addition? So we need to perform the addition twice. Now what we need to do, once the correct carry in is known, then the correct sum is selected by a multiplexer. So here I can say, if I'm having a one adder here, I doesn't know what is the carry in I'm getting, whether it is a C in 0 or C in 1. So what I need to do, for C in 0, we are performing one addition. Then for C in 1, we are performing one addition. See example, this is what? For C in 1, here C in 0. This is a 1 n-bit adder, here 1 is n-bit adder. So here you can say this is the A, this is B, example. Okay, now what I'm doing here, when I give C in is equal to 0, C in is equal to 1, so at the same time, these two adder will perform the addition. So here I'll get the sum. Correct? Here I'll get a one sum, here also I'll get sum. Which sum out of this, so the multiplexer will select the correct sum. Based on this selection signal, this selection signal is nothing but your C in. So example, if your C in is equal to 0 in the sense here, if the C in is equal to 0, the multiplexer will select the sum as this. Then it will produce the carry also, carry out, right? Next same, if this C in is equal to 1 means this multiplex will select the sum as this. So that is what this, the role of the multiplexer is select the correct sum output. So now what we need to do, we have to design the carry select adder. Now let us see the example here we are showing here. This is like it's a 4-bit adder. Here we are shown, right? So here this is the 4-bit adder. This will be a 4-bit adder. Here in the output we used one multiplexer. This multiplexer is used to select the carry out of your adder. This multiplexer will select the correct sum based on the CN. Now, parallelly, I'm giving the value 4-bit value A and B. When I give parallelly A and B parallelly, so here this adder has CN is equal to 0. Here it has CN is equal to 1. So now what happened? At a time, both adders will perform the operation. It will give the sum, right? Both the sums will come to the multiplexer here. Now, when the CN is equal to 0, this sum will be selected, correct? And this same, the first adder, this adder sum will be selected when CN is equal to 0. Then if it is get selected, the same C0 only will come over here also. Here also the C0 only. Now, whatever the carry out I'm getting here, that is C0, correct? C out. Whatever the carry out I'm getting here, so based on that, it will select. When CN is equal to 0 means it will select which carry? This carry it will select because this only CN is equal to 0. Then I will get the CN as like this. I will get. Then my parallel output is what actually? Output will be this. Correct? This is the sum output I will get when CN is equal to 0. Now the same, now if I do, if my CN is equal to 1, example, if my CN is equal to 1, what will happen? The sum will be this. Which sum actually? The sum will be adder of this actually, correct? This I will get sum. Then same the way, which carry I will get? CN is equal to 1 in the sense, I'll get the carry as, I'll get this as a carry. This is what this multiplexer will do. It will select the correct sum. At the same time, it will select the corresponding C out also. Now you can see the delay. Actually, so the delay will be like, first I can say the delay of this adder cell 1. The second cell is the adder, the delay of your multiplexer. So two delays are there here actually, right? So now here, that is why you can say for a multi-bit adder, the number of bits in each carry select block can be either uniform or variable. Means the blocks can be uniform or variable, because if the number of bits n is get increases, say example, if it is 32, I cannot use like 32-bit adder at the same way, because then it will take much time. Why? Because we need to use more number of multiplexers. That only will give you more delay. Instead of that, what you have to do, you have to split into blocks. Here we are saying the block size is 4, example, because of 4-bit. If it is 16-bit, if I say, so I can use block size 4 in the sense each block has 4-bit. Here I can say each block is a 1-bit. Block size is 4. So two 4-bit ripple carry adders are multiplexed together, where the resulting carry and some bits are selected by carry in. This is what we said. Since the one ripple carry adder assumes carry in 0 and the other assumes carry in 1, selecting which adder has the correct assumption via the carry in yields the desired output. That is what this multiplexer will do. Now, this is the diagram which is given in our textbook. For examination, you have to draw this diagram only. Now, okay, so previous diagram for your understand purpose I given. So now you see here, this is the adder carry select adder. The carry select adder, the structure is given as here, the 6-bit actually. It is a 6-bit. So here it is a 6-bit adder. So here we are showing the carry select adder 6-bit adder. Now here this adder I can say it is a conditional sum adder. In the sense we are dividing the blocks evenly. Uniform block size we are done. So uniform block size in the sense you can say here normally the first block will not have the multiplexer. You can see the first block it doesn't have the multiplexer, only two adder elements. So it can be a ripple carry adder or any other also can be used over there. So now first two adders A0, B0, A1. So 2-bit. This is 2-bit. Next second block you see it has two adder element. Then approximately this two multiplexes required also adder cell, these two adder element cell which includes this two multiplexer to produce the sum. Additionally, one more multiplexer is required for this one. This is for to select the carry actually for the next block. Same the way this is for to select the carry for the next block. Yes. So now from this uniform you can say in this behind you can see this. This is a one adder. This is another adder element. So this is Cin is equal to 1. This is Cin is equal to 0. Same the way this is Cin is equal to 1. This is Cin is equal to 0. Carry in. Okay. Same the way this is carry in is equal to 1. This is carry in is equal to 0. Now this is a multiplexer here. So this multiplier has the one is like from here I'm getting, say example, if I say this adder means carry in is equal to 1, right? This is 1 actually. This is 1. So this will be a zeros. This is 0 because the sum output, I can say the sum output, this arrow mark indicates the sum output of this adder. This adder sum output of this one. That is why this 1 and 0 indicates this. Okay, don't think about that. Next you see when C1, this is Cin, the carry out of this, the carry out of this adder element, if it is 0, example, if it is 0, the multiplexer will select which sum actually, it will select this adder sum. This will be selected, right? If it is 1, this sum will be selected. Now same the way at the same time, this is add 1, 0, the selection is same, this one I'm getting, you can 0 also, right? If it is 0, what will happen? This adder sum only will be selected here also. If it is 1 means this sum will be selected. So now what will happen? This multiplexer will give the C out actually. The C out is the same, the selection line. What is this? This value is the C1 value, the same C1 value. Now the carry out of this adder element, that will be your C out. That is the multiplexer will select which carry I need to give for the next stage. So like this, one by one stage, it will go. So now if you want to take an example, let us take an example over there. Let us take an example. Let me take, it's a 6-bit adder, right? A, I will take as 1 0 1 1 0 1. Next I will take B is equal to 1 1 1 0 0 1. Okay. Now let us put the value over there here. Next, my Cin is normally what? Initial Cin actually, whether it is Cin 0 or 1. So this is basically, right? Basically Cin is equal to 0. Example, this basic Cin actually. Now A0 is what? A0 is 1, B0 is 1, A1 is, sorry, let me write first, A5 is 1, A4 is 0, A3 is 1, A2 is 1, A1 is 0. Next, B5 is 1, B4 is 1, B3 is 1, then 0, then this is also 0, then 1. Now you see sum is equal to 0. What is the sum? Here sum I'll get as 0, carry will be 1. Next again, what I'll get sum? Sum is 1. The C1 is equal to what I'll get? 0 I'll get, correct? This is 0. So now next what I should do? This is 0 here, remember. So now this adder element, this adder, what is this? This adder element is nothing. Sum is what? 1 0. The 1 0, the sum is 1. Whatever this adder element, sum is 1. Both because both the adder input is same only. So 1 1 will be there. Now you see this carry, this C1 is equal to what? 0. If this is 0, what will happen? This will select this adder actually. So it is selecting this adder when it is 0, right? So I will get when 0 in the sense which will be selected. This will be selected as S2. Okay. Next we see the same one. See now this is, let me see this. Yes. So now what is the carry I will get actually for these two? This arrow mark indicates carry of this adder. This is the carry of this adder. Both, like say example. If for this consider this adder, if the carry in is equal to 1, then what is the carry I will get? 1 0 1. The carry will be 0, correct? Then if I consider this, my carry in is 0 means 1 0 0. My carry will be what? Here carry, sorry, here the carry will be 1 actually, right? 1 0 1. Sum is 1, then carry is, the sum is 0, carry is 1 I'll get. This will generate 0. I hope you might have got now. Now you think here again for this selection line is equal to 1 only, right? Because the same C1 will go over here also. This is 1. Now this full adder, Which one? This full adder will give you the sum as what? Cin is equal to, oh, here we made the mistake, correct. Here, what is the sum I'll get actually? Cin is equal to 1, 1, 0, 1. So, sum is equal to 0 actually. For this, Cin is equal to 0, 1, 0, 0, sum is 1. Then what will happen? When C1 is equal to 0, when C1 is equal to 0, the 1 will be selected. This is the 0 actually, right? Okay, next here, 1, 1, 1, carry in is 1. Then what is the sum? Sum is 1. Sum is 1. Then carry also 1. This line, right? Next, this adder. 1, 1, carry in is 0 for this. 1, 1, 0. Sum will be 0. Then carry is 1. Correct? Now you can see this multiplier is select which sum I need to select. This is 1. 1 in the sense which is the 1. Carry in 1. This was this sum. 1 I will get. So this I will get as 1. So next here my selection line is equal to 1 I am getting. Carry which one? This one will get 1 in the sense which is the one actually. The Cin is equal to 1. This carry, this is 1 actually. So I will get this carry as 1. So this carry 1 will be given to next. So like this will work. Like this, it will work each and every time. This is the operation of your conditional sum adder. So if the number of n bit is get increases, then keep on, you can add the number of blocks. Here, as of this for 6-bit adder, we used 3 blocks. Correct? So that is why here the conditional sum adder in the sense your blocks will be added by n by 2 actually, by half in the sense into 2, or n by 2 also. So here totally evenly we got, see, it is uniform, you can see, it is a uniform block size. Each and every block has 2. Now from this, what I need to do, I need to calculate the delay. How much delay I'll get. So this will be a conditional sum adder approach because of uniform adders we are having. Here also 2 adders in a block, here also 2 adder in a block, here also 2 adder in a block. Next, this is the variable block size. This variable block size in the sense, it has variable adders are there. Here the first block consists of 2-bit adder. Second block consists of 2-bit adder. Third block is consist of 3-bit adder. The first block always doesn't have the multiplexer. That is 2-bit adder in the sense we used 2 single-bit adder. The second block will consist of one multiplexer to select the carry out. It will generate the carry out. This multiplexer will give you the sum, the corrected sum, which is the correct sum it has to select. Now here the specified 4:2 mux. Why 4:2 mux? For 2-bit RCA is required 2:1 mux. Correct? Even this also is required 2:1 mux. So now how many mux is required here? Like actually 2 into 2:1 mux is required. So 4:1 mux is required. 4:2 mux is required. Same the way even here also 3 into 2:1 mux is required. So I can say 6:3 multiplexes, 3 output. Because of 3-bit RCA, right? The 3-bit RCA will produce 3 sums. So 3 sum output is required. So now here you can see the finally it will produce the C out. If you compute in this way, you can improve the computation time actually. Next is optimization of carry select adder. So the optimization here, you see, first we need to find out the computation time for ripple carry adder. The computation time for ripple carry adder is nothing but T is equal to K1 into N. So now let us take an example where let's take an example now. Let us, n is nothing but the number of input bits. Here, as per this, will take us n is 6. Next, let me take K1. The K1 is nothing but the delay through one adder cell. How much delay is required through one adder cell? Example, 5 nanosecond. Then, what is the total computation time is required? T is equal to K1 into N. So, K1 into N in the sense, K1 into N is equal to K1 is 5 into 6 is equal to 30 nanosecond. So, for ripple carry adder, the total computation time is 30 nanosecond. Now, let us see what will happen for carry select adder. Now, in the carry select adder, if we divide the adder into blocks. So, instead of, say, example, here what will be there? 6-bit adder, in the sense all the 6 adders are connected in cascade. Now, we are going to divide. So, just add it into block, each with two parallel path. Two parallel path will be there. Then the computation time T becomes T is equal to K1 into N by 2 plus K2. This K1 is nothing but delay through one adder cell. The K2 is nothing but the time needed by the multiplexer of the next block to select the actual output carry for the carry output. Okay, then this is nothing but N by 2. Then we are dividing the block by 2, each and every block. For example, if N is equal to 3, for example, N is equal to 3, how many blocks? 3 blocks we are going to select, that is N by 2. So now what you will do, let us see how much will be the total computation time here now. Same example, even here also we are going to take, that is nothing but example, here also N is equal to 6. Then K1 is same, it won't change. K1 is 5 nanosecond only. Next K2, I will take it as around 5 nanosecond. K2 also, example. K2 also 5, or you take it as 3 nanosecond, example. If it is like this, what is the computation time now? The total computation time is T is equal to, what will get? K1 into, K1 is 5. 5 into N by 2, N is 6. 6 by 2 is 3. 5 into 3 plus K2. K2 is 3 is equal to 5 into 3, 15. 15 plus 3, 18 nanosecond. You see, here we got 30 nanosecond, but here 18 nanosecond only is required. That is what we can say the carry select adder will be more efficient than the ripple carry adder. Now, suppose n-bit adder is divided into m blocks. So, example, we are having n-bit adder. The n-bit adder is divided into m blocks. We doesn't know what is the value of m block now, right? We need to find out. Very important thing here, the carry select adder, choosing the blocks actually. So then each block should have how many adders also. As per this 6-bit adder, actually, that is n is equal to 6 in the sense, my m is equal to, we said as what is it, n by 2, that is 3 actually. Then p is equal to how much actually? Each block has how many adder? It is 2 actually, as per this example actually we are having, right? But here, the completion time T for overall carry output signal is composed of 2 parts actually. Here one is the propagation delay through first block. That is the first block, because the first block doesn't have the multiplexer. So only the first block. Next is second actually, the propagation delay through the mux block, because whichever after the first block, each and every block will have mux also. That is parallel adder and mux, both it will be there. Then T is equal to P into K1, where the P is what? P is nothing but adder. P is nothing but adder cells plus M minus 1, where M is the number of blocks. M minus 1 into K2. Now let N is equal to M into P, because as you know, N is equal to 6 in the sense, M 3 into 2 only 6 I'll get. Example, let N is equal to MP, then you replace this P by, what is it? N is equal to MP means, what will be there now? N is equal to M into P. Let N is equal to M dot P. Then what is P? P is equal to small m n by capital M, right? So now that you have to substitute here. So that value will become T is equal to N by M K1 plus M minus 1 into K2. Now what we need to find out in the sense, we need to differentiate this expression, that is dt by m with respect to m actually. So d by dm, n by m k1 plus m minus 1 into k2 is equal to 0. Now after differentiation, we'll get n k1 by m square plus k2 is equal to 0. From this, I can calculate the m value. M is equal to the root of n into k1 by k2. So from this, I can say what is the m actually I'll get. So with that example here, the m is equal to root of square root of the square root of n into n is how many bits actually? It is 6 bits, right? N into 6 bits. What is the k1 I got? It is nothing but 5 actually. Divided by k2 is how much? K2 is nothing but 3, right? Multiples I said it is 3 actually. So now we'll get as what? It is nothing but square root of 6.6 into 5 actually. 6 into 5, 30. 30 by 3 is nothing but 10. Square root of 10. Square root of 10, m is equal to normally I may get 3 point something you make it, correct? 3.3, example 3.3. So I can say choose m is equal to 3. This is what we need to know. Choose m is equal to 3 when n is equal to 6. You need to find out the, then easily I can find out what is the n value. So using this, with the help of that, we can find out. So now what we will do? Let us take both the conditions. Okay, here it is a 4 beta. So let me take case 1 first. Okay, as I said, case 1. The case 1, I'm going to take a is equal to 1, 0, 1, 0. B is equal to 0, 1, 0, 1. You see here, both A and B, right? This is the first case I'm taking, case number 1. So now what I will do, let me write A0, A3 is 1, A2 is 0, A1 is 1, A0 is 0. Next, my B3 is 0, B2 is 1, B1 is 0, B0 is 1. Now, this is the sum, right? So now what I will do, let me get, what is the sum actually? Sum is nothing but 1. Here the sum is 1. Here the sum is 1. Here also sum is 1. You don't worry about the carry, okay? So no need to worry about the carry here. Let it be now, at present actually, okay? Because let it compute by this time. Immediately you get the output. How I get the lesson? What is P0? P0 is nothing but, as we know, what is P? That is propagate. That is, P is equal to A XOR B. This is the P actually, right? It's a propagate actually. So now what I will get here, it is a propagate. So propagate also is nothing but sum only. It is nothing but 1. This is 1. This is also 1. This is also 1. So now you can see here, this is 1, 1, 1, 1. Now I'm going to perform a AND operation. When I do the AND operation of all or 1, what I'll get? This is the 1 actually. Now you can see this multiplexer has the C0. My C0 is equal to, I'll give as Cin. So this Cin is equal to 0. This is 0. Okay. This is 0. Then this is something but a C out. You can see what will be the C out. Internally, it may compute. Correct. But you can say immediately what will happen. This is the 1. It will select the 1. That is nothing but your C out also is equal to 0. Now from this, what you can understand in the sense, see that, what do you understand? When both the inputs are different, correct? When both the inputs are different, what will happen? My sum will become 1, 1, 1. The condition is true. At this case, no need to perform the carry. It won't wait for the carry. Straight away, I will get the C in as CF. So I can say in this word now, when A is not equal to B bits, right? Then C out is equal to C in. This is the case 1 condition. I hope you might have understood. This is my case 1 condition actually. Now let me take case 2. case 2. What is case 2? A is equal to 1, 0, 1, 0. A is same. I'm going to change the B value now. Okay. 1, 1, 1, 0. This is my B. Okay. Let me write. So I will change the B value now. I change the B value. Yes, B3 is 1. Okay. So this is 1. This is 1. B3 is 1. B2 is 1. B1 also is 1. B0 is 0. Okay. Now, what will be the sum? Now, what is the sum now? 0, 0, sum is 0. 1, 1, sum is 0. 0, 1, sum is 1. 1, 1, sum is 0. Now, what I need next, this is P. P is nothing but what? A XOR B. So, A XOR B. 0, 0 is 0. Same thing only I will get even here also, right? P1 also. This is 1. Then this is 0. Now, what will be this here? It is like a P0 is 0. P1 is also 0. Then P1, this is also 0, right? And next is P2 is 1. Then this is also 1. Now, when I perform a AND gate, any one input becomes 0. What will be? This will be 0 actually. Now, this is 0. Now, you can see C0 is equal to 0 actually. This will be 0, right? Input. Now, what happened? What is the C out I will get now? In this, C out will be what? Now, C0 is equal to 0. Now, when 0, 0, separately I'm performing addition sum with the carry also. Now, here carry is 0 only. Then here carry is 1. Next, here carry is, what is the carry here now? Here the carry is carry is 0. Here the carry is 0. What about here? Here the carry is the last sum. You think last sum. You don't see this link. Okay, you don't see this link. Everyone is seeing the link, I think. This link don't see. We are performing separately sum and carry separately. There is no link. Okay, only the carry I'm taking. Whatever the carry of this finally 1, 1, the carry will become as 1. Right. Now this one will be here. Now what will be your C out now? C0 here. This is 0. This is 1. What is my C0? My selection line is 0. The 0 in the sense it has to select what? This will be selected by C4. C out is equal to 1. You see, now we perform the addition now. We check. Easily we can check the output now. Let us perform. We see, is there any carry will get here? We do the additions of 0 first. Okay. Next is sum is 0. The carry 1 will come. Carry 1 will come. Add a sum is 0. Again the carry 1 will come. Sum is 1. Then carry is 1. See. This is what actually will get correct. We got the 1 here. So now what I can say from this, what is my case 2 I can write now. My case 2 is what I can do. When A is equal to B, then means not A is equal to B actually. It means A is not equal to B means each and every bit alternate. Okay. Here A is equal to B in the sense like I'm saying like this. Okay. What will happen? When A is equal to B, it is not equal. It is not equal actually. If A is equal to B in any bit, that is why I'm saying it's not okay. In any bit actually, any one bit. I can say like this. when A is equal to B, that is in any one bit is equal, then your C out will be what actually? Your C out is nothing but C4 as per this. This is what I'll get. Simple. See here, when A, B, both the values are each and every bit is different, then your C out will be C naught. No need to perform the carry operation. If it is any one bit is changed, automatically I can say the last bit I'll get. Say example, you may have, if the last bit is 0 means what will happen? You may think, if it is 0 means what will happen? Straight away, this 0 only I will get. So don't worry about this carry. Don't worry about this carry. Don't worry about this carry. Okay, only see the last carry, the C4 carry. That is very, very important. Say the carry skip adder take the advantage of both the generation and the propagation of carry signal. This is what take both the advantage will take. So they may be divided into blocks even here also. For each block, a special circuit is used. The special circuit is used to detect the condition when A and bits differ in all bit positions in the block. That is what we did. That is P of I is equal to 1 for all I in the block. The output signal from such a circuit called block propagation signal. The output signal from the such type of block is a block propagation signal. If the block propagation signal is equal to 1, when I'll get is 1, all the values are 1, then only I'll get as 1. Then the carry signal entering the block can bypass it and be transmitted through a multiplexer to the next block. Immediately it will send. So now let us see the 24-bit carry skip adder here. Example is 24-bit carry skip adder. We subdivided into 4 blocks, means each block has 6 bits. So this is the example. Now this is the example. See here, this is the 6-bit adder. This one is a 6-bit adder. You see, okay, each and every, this is one is 6-bit adder. The one is 6-bit adder. This one. Same like this 4 6-bit adders we are having. Next you see in this is the full adder. You remember your previous diagram, full adder circuit. Then here this has XOR and that is propagate and operation both. You have to perform the output of this circuit. So now here we see the scene is given. Here we are giving the input as A 5:0 and B 5:0, totally 6 bits. That is A0 to A5, B0 to B5. Next here B6 to B11, A6 to A11. Next B12 to B17, A12 to A17. Next B18 to 23, A18 to 23. Totally these are the bits we are giving. Now we can see this is the Cin we are giving, correct? Now what is this block will do? This block, what we shown here, no? This block is nothing but this. This is we can call the propagation block. This is what called as propagation block. By shortly they will call that this is the block propagation. By shortly we'll call this BP. This output. So this output I'll call as BP. Now you see in this blocks will compute. What will compute by short in the formula I'll say like this. Pi into Pi. This pi is nothing but I can say this is here. What is the symbol means? This symbol is nothing but a product symbol actually. You might have shown, you might have know that. You know that this symbol is used for summation. This symbol is used for product. So this is the product symbol actually. I equal to 0 to n minus 1 Pi, whereas n is nothing but number of bit. So now this will be extracted P0, P1, P2 up to Pn minus 1, where this P0 is nothing but what? A0 XOR B0. Same the way. See this is P5, this is P4, this is P0. This is what, because of this, how many bit it is? A 24 bit. 24 bit in the sense each bit has the propagation like this. This indicates P0. This one complete. So right. So every block P0 to P5. See P0 to P5. Now how it will work? Same like earlier operation which I explained. How it will work? When Cn is equal to 0. Example, when Cn is equal to 0, what will happen? If my input A5 colon 0, B5 colon 0, if both bits, they'll say each and every bit, individual bits, if it is different, what will happen? Straight away, this 0 will go to over here. Then at the same time, what will happen? Here, I'll get as propagation as 1, 1, 1, I will get. Then it will be selected, the C0 as 0 will give to the next block. Immediately it will get transmitted. Because of this, no need to compute the carry. But if this bits are different, then it will compute the carry, then it will transmit. So there is a chances in your adder actually, we may get like both the bits. Sometimes what will happen? Will not be equal. So like this, each and every time it will transmit like this. Finally, I get the C out. Automatically what will happen? This will reduces that time compared to your previous adders actually. So totally here, 4 blocks are there, 4 stages. If I find the time of this time here, you can't think like the same amount of time only even this block will take. Why? Because here this bit may be example A, B, bits are differ, immediately get transferred. But here if it is not different, then it will need to compute. Little bit time it will take. Again, this will go. So now here what we have to do, we have to find out the worst case path. You have to find out the worst case path in the sense the amount of delay, the longest the delay which will take from the one input to the output. That is what we can say worst path delay, how it will take. That we have to find out. Now, how to optimize this carry skip adder now? Optimization. You can do the optimization here. First, assume equal size block. So if you assume equal size block, normally each block has multiplexer, right? Each block has multiplexer and one multiplexer is there. Multiplexer and adder element, parallel adder is there, right? So now the K1, the time needed by the carry signal to propagate through the adder cell, that is the K1. K2 is the time needed for a carry to skip over a block, K2. Now let us divide the n bit carry skip adder into m blocks each. Right now we are having n bit carry adder. So example here we took us 24 bit. So 24 bit in the sense m is how much it is? 4. 4. So as per the example only I'll take here. Okay, we took n is equal to 24 means then what is m? M is the block. Totally how many block? It is a 4. So each block has how many adder cells? P is equal to totally 6 adder cells are there. Each containing 6 adder cells. Now we can say here the total worst case propagation delay means the total worst case means what I can say. The worst case means longest delay time t is given by the formula is this. T is equal to 2 times of p minus 1 into k1 plus m minus 2 into k2. This is the longest, the total computation time for your carry skip order actually. So now what you will do, same the way, the minimum value of t, that is the minimum computation of t will be reached when at which block actually. So to find out that what you need to do, where p is equal to n by m, because as you know, let n is equal to mb. Letting n is equal to m dot p. Earlier we took same the way. Substitute that p by n by m. Then you have to differentiate this with respect to m, dt by dm. Then finally we'll get us m is equal to 2n k1 by k2. So as for the carry select adder, the further improvement may be achieved if the adder is divided into blocks of different sizes. So here equal size we made, right? Even to further improvement, what you can do, you can block different sizes also, the blocks can be used. So that we can use. But what will happen if we use this, the area will be more actually. So area is more, how we can reduce the area. So this is the diagram here we are showing, right? The worst case carry propagation for carry path. See, Where is that? See here. C in, the path is like this. C in, it goes to the multiplexer, two-way multiplexer. Then again, the path is goes this like this. Then the path is goes like this. Then the path is goes like this. Then this will be the worst case path actually for carry skip adder. Now this, or I can say sometimes this is for when AI and BI each and every bit is different, then the path will be like this. But if A and B, if it is sometimes if it is same, my path will become as because carry will be generated, right? If the carry is generating, then again my path will get changed. It will go like this, then it will go like this, then it will go like this. Then after that, there is a possibility like if this is not generating, in the sense, if it is not generating any carry here, then only this path will go like this. But if it is generating, again what will happen? The path will become as like this. See, this will be the another path. This is the another path. If all the bits are different, AI, BI, if each and every block if it is generating carry, then the path is like this. Automatically compared to this and this, what will happen? This will take less time. This will take much time. Why? Because here it has to compute 6 adders. It has to compute. Even the carry also it has to compute. Correct? So that is required some additional time actually. So that is why we can say this is what the worst carry propagation carry skip adder we can say. So this is what, so complete with its multiplexers and block propagation signal generating circuit. As you know, in the Manchester carry chain, you remember that the Manchester carry chain, what will happen? We use dynamic CMOS logic. Same here, dynamic CMOS logic. In that, the propagation and generating signals will be there, right? So the same, see, the propagation is connected here. This is the propagation signal. This is nothing but your one added element. The propagation signal here we are taking as P naught bar actually. So that P naught bar, this is your propagation signal. Then this is the propagation signal. Only the propagation signal only we are connecting. We are not connecting one more additional pass transistor here for generating circuit. So here this will be your clock signal. Then VSS, you can see this now. This will be your clock signal. This is your clock. Then this whole circuit actually is nothing but a one single dynamic CMOS logic circuit. Now like this, if it is a 4-bit adder means for each and every one, just we have to use like this. Finally, we'll use here one multiplexer. So this particular realization is leads to good regularity and thus high density layout in silicons. So this is the possible implementation of block propagation concept with the help of dynamic CMOS logic. Here, this is the multiplexer. Next is nothing but one of the good adder, carry look ahead adder. So carry look ahead adder in the sense, normally in your ripple carry adder, what will happen? So if I have ripple carry adder, this is A, B, this is your C in, this is your sum, this carry will be generated. Then again it's given to the next, correct? Now what I'm doing here, instead of that, when I'm performing the addition, same time you are generating the carry also. Simple, we can say, how we are doing in the sense, I hope you might have studied. So example, if this is your, if this is your 1, this second, 3, 4. Totally 4 adders are there. Now I'll say this will be your carry generating circuit. So what will happen normally? This is your inputs, correct? These are all inputs, AB inputs. These all are AB inputs. Now we have to give the CN, right? CN. Now what will happen? The C out here actually, it will go from this. See, simultaneously it will do. Only, right? So now from this, what will happen? From this input AB, the same AB, this is the sum actually. This is the sum, this is the sum, this is the sum. So finally, I'll get the C out. So this will be your carry generator circuit. This is carry generator circuit. It will generate the carry. In the sense, propagate and generate will be there. Right. So we need additional circuitry is required here. It will be a pure combination circuits. So that is what here we consider some other methods to improving the adder throughout the time and may now turn to algebra to seek a general solution. This is to found rearranging the expression for the adder in. This is the expression as we know already. For carry, Ck is equal to AK Bk plus Hk into Ck minus 1, where Hk is nothing but A XOR B, where Hk is nothing but A XOR B actually. So now as you know how to write this Boolean expression, already you might have studied the carry look ahead, noting that Hk is nothing but AK Bk. So now just to substitute that Ck is equal to AK Bk plus this we are substituting here AK BK. But here you see, as I said, you remember the propagate is A XOR B. Sometimes we can use A plus B also. As I said, you hope you remember. Right? So here we are using AK plus BK is a propagation signal here. AK plus BK into CK minus 1. Now, so C naught can be written as C naught is equal to replace the K will be varies from what? K is equal to varies from 0, 1, 2, 3 up to n minus 1. Now K is equal to 0. C0 means A0, B0, A0 plus B0, Cn. Next, we want to need C1. C1 is equal to A1, B1 plus this will be what? A1, B1. Then this will become as what? First, initially Ck in the sense, this is, we'll take it as Cn actually. Next, this will become as 0 will come because C1, K is equal to 1 means will be 0. When I put K is equal to 0, what will happen? C minus 1, where the C in is nothing but C minus 1 actually. Previous carry, right? See, so G0. Next, again, C1 is equal to A1, B1 plus A1 plus B1 into C naught. This C naught is nothing but this. This directly substitute. Same like this, we need to substitute. My expression will go large enough. If I go for till last C3, see, my C3 will become as like this each and every time when I substitute. Now here there is no input carrying. Say example means when Cn is equal to 0, what will happen? When Cn is equal to 0, what will happen? Automatically this, which one? There will be elimination of this will become a 0, right? This one, this will become a 0 means this whole term will eliminate. So same the way each and every time when Cn is equal to 0 means the previous complete this term will get eliminated actually. So now what we can do, we can write the Ck in generalized way, Gk plus Pk into Gk minus 1 plus Pk into Pk minus 1 into Gk minus 2, then plus it will go up to the last P0 into Cn. In general expression carry, it will go as like this. So now in this, how the diagram will come? See, like this is a very simple diagram. As you know, 3-bit adder with carry look ahead. This is nothing but a 9-bit adder. 9-bit adder we divided by 3-bit, 3-bit, 3-bit. So now C in 0, here adder with carry look ahead. Both are there. So sum will be generated. Now internal circuitry we need to know. So now this internal circuitry, which one? This, right? So this only, it's nothing but this. The single only, it will be internal circuit like this. Carry look ahead logic, then logic for sum, logic for sum. Again, we can say this logic sum is the right. This logic sum is nothing but here actually this one. This one is the logic sum individual. Now carry look ahead logic is, we'll have A1. Internally, we have to generate the circuits. What circuit? The propagate and the generate circuit will come here only. So that will become as your complete circuitry. This is the basic 3-bit adder cell with carry look ahead. So now consider the CLA based adder divided into blocks of 4 bits. Now if you consider as a 4 bits, let me example 4 bits P0, G0, P1, G1 is the CLA unit. Okay. So the Cin, it will give you the C0, C1, C2. Then here it produces some two output that is called as pi and gamma. Example, where the pi is nothing but P3, P3, P2, P1, P0 dot Cn. All value, that is pi actually. Next is that gamma is nothing but G3 plus P3, G2 plus P3, P2, G1. This is nothing but your CK. Previous expression, you can know that. So this is what this expression. This is about this. Now you can see this is what your propagate generate circuit. C0 is equal to G0 plus P0 into Cin, where C1 is nothing but G1. As you know, this expression nothing but what? GK, CK is equal to, this is in general I can say, this is nothing but what? CK is equal to GK, yes, GK dot plus P of K dot Cn. Simple. So now we'll have to expand like this, or I can say this will be your C of K minus 1. So now automatically what will happen? C1 in the sense, C1 will be G1, P1, C minus 1 is nothing but Cin. So that is what I got here. Next, 1 if that is 0. Okay, sorry, if I apply 0, C0, G of 0, G0, P0, C minus 1 is Cn. Next, C1, 1 you apply G1, P1, C0. Already I know the C0 is nothing but this. So from this, if I substitute again, I'll get this Cin here. So now you see in the complete circuit, when Cin is equal to 0, what will happen? This is what earlier I said. When Cin is equal to 0, automatically initially, when Cin is equal to 0, see, this will get eliminate, this will get eliminate, and this will get eliminate, this also will get eliminate when Cin is equal to 0 actually. Right? In order to avoid the sequential propagation delay signal between the blocks, we may generate additional signal. That is additional signal is pi and gamma earlier shown. Now the important property of signal is that C3, the carry out of the block is nothing but gamma plus pi. This is the final generalized actually. Individually got this. So now the further algebraic expression, this is same like previously what we written, same expression only we written here also. Same expression. So this is the expression for 4-bit block actually. Now this is the diagram says, it is nothing but how much? It is here 3-bit CLA unit, 3-bit CLA unit, 3-bit CLA unit, 3-bit CLA unit. So 12-bit actually. So now these are all inputs. So each and every CLA unit generating pi 0, 0, pi 0, 0. That I giving the input to us CLA units. Now we can say what will be this? This is nothing but GIPI actually. Example, just example. When I add CLA unit, again I will get as what? Cin, same Cin I'm giving. Finally I get a C out value over there. So now the CLA unit, this CLA unit is nothing but same like this. Same like this. So how to implement like an example? Because this is another way to implement, like in order to reduce this complexity, it is possible to use dynamic logic technique known as multiple output domino logic. If we use multiple output domino logic, then we'll reduce the complexity, the CLA unit, which will reduce our complexity also. This is the general like 16-bit 4x4 block CLA adder. Even you can do like this also. What I said previously, even you can do like that also. Just this is the minimization. That's all.